Well, what week did we do?
16.
Week 16, episode 80.
And I feel like a lot of different things happened, but we still really didn't get anywhere.
I know. Things are moving very, very slowly at this point.
Like, Burke came and told him he was going to take over. He was going to buy Collinwood.
Which we already knew.
Yeah, but he told them that, and that he was going to give them a fair price for it, and it was just like, no. But Elizabeth was kind of considering it, wasn't she? No. Elizabeth said
not
no,
to
but
him anyway.
Roger was which one? Someone was...
Roger was like, oh, let's just get rid of it.
Yeah. But she was like, I always thought that would, be for Carolyn and David and continue to stay in the family.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was a no, but
a big fat no.
He's so pissed off about the Bill Malloy verdict that he's decided he's going to do whatever he can to get everything of theirs. That's kind of his number one priority. Well, he said he had two priorities: to take Collinwood or take everything that Collins owns, and the second one is to avenge Bill Malloy's death. So what happened after that?
Which was the next thing?
Sam,
was it? When they found Carolyn found the picture of Burke in David's room, yes. And then she was like tearing his whole room apart. She wasn't even trying to cover her tracks, and then David came in and was all mad.
Was she looking for the pen?
I assume she was looking for the pen. That maybe
because Roger. Because Roger had been looking for his pen right at the last week.
I assume
Vicky found it.
I assume she was looking for it because she maybe saw the picture and was like, "Oh, maybe he stole the pen."
And he steals everything.
Yeah,
I don't know when. I don't think we ever saw David get that photo. Apparently, he stole a photo of Burke. Was it like Burke's first? It was like an oil. What do you call it? Eruption thing. That's what it looked like from the photo. So it was kind of Burke's first oil.
But he kept saying,
strike. That's the word.
David kept saying that he didn't steal it. He just borrowed it.
He just borrowed it. Yeah, and he would have wanted me to have it, but I don't remember when he would have taken that. I guess last time he was there,
kitchen,
but
maybe
could have been. But we didn't. I'm pretty sure we didn't see that. So that was just kind of weird that they just wrote that in there that he took a photo. And so Carolyn thought maybe he stole the pen. I guess she ransacked his bedroom, and Matthew's just sitting there fixing a shelf for
letting it all happen around him.
doesn't even say anything.
Good old Matthew.
So, Carolyn asked Matthew, did we already talk about? Oh yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah, she asked Matthew that was last week. Asked Matthew to help look for the pen, but
that was last week.
Yeah.
And then we saw a meeting at the Blue Whale. Roger and Sam were trying to get together. Didn't want to make it obvious, so Roger brought Victoria and Sam brought Maggie. And so Sam and Maggie were there first, and Joe was there, so they invited him to come over. And Maggie has some hard eyes
for Joe.
For
sure.
Joe. And they even danced. And then so when Vicky came, Roger and Sam chatted, and then Vicky went to join the other two. And Roger and Sam, they didn't have much to say to each other still. It was still just like, I didn't do it. Neither did I.
And then they got into a fight.
But we don't remember what. And then Joe
don't remember what he got.
And then Joe got in the fight too. Joe got into part of it, and then Roger and Victoria were just like, "Hey, let's just leave. This is not fun."
Yeah.
And then when they got home, he was like, "Oh, that was lovely. We should do it again sometime."
And she agreed. Yes, thank you.
So that's gonna be a hot date later.
Yep.
And
there were repercussions of that incident when Carolyn later found out. Well, Joe came to pick her up for a date, and she or he asked Victoria, you didn't tell her that what happened at the bar, that we were together at the bar and I danced with Maggie, and she's like, nope, I didn't tell him. And then Roger said the same thing, and but then Roger just decided to because
he doesn't like Joe all of a sudden, because Elizabeth was talking to Joe about why he wants to be independent and why he can't just stay on, and they'll have maybe a better job for him now that Malloy's gone. And Roger was in there just trying to
stir it up.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't contributing anything to the conversation.
So they
he was
kicked
just
him out.
being negative, and they kicked him out. And then he decided to tell Carolyn about Joe with
a date with Maggie, and then she went up
Yeah.
all kind of. She didn't know if she should be mad at Victoria for not telling her, but
Right.
then it was like, well,
she
she
told
was
Joe
there
off,
with
and
her
so
dad.
Joe just left.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, now he's going to go to Maggie. Now you just ruined everything over nothing. We also had not an ordeal, but a little performance with Burke and Mrs. Johnson.
Oh yes, that's what we're missing. I was like, we're missing something big.
Yeah, they had a little performance where they're conspiring to get her to work at Collinsport so that she can spy, or Collinwood, so that she can spy on the family for him and find out any information about Bill Malloy's death. And so they want to appear to be enemies, or at least that she doesn't like him.
But it was too much.
It was too much. It was definitely too much. She laid it on a little thick. She accused him of being responsible for Bill's death indirectly.
Just because he came to town. Yeah. And then David came in, was all upset at her, and so then Burke brought David upstairs to have a chat with him, let him know that she didn't really mean it. And then David tried to sneak the picture back without him noticing, and then he noticed, and he was like, oh, well, it was for you anyway. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it was. And then Burke had him go down and apologize to Mrs. Johnson, and then Mrs. Johnson apologized to Burke.
Which seems to defeat the whole purpose of their plan to have it appear like she doesn't like him, but whatever. Elizabeth decided ultimately to call her up and invite her over for a job interview, I guess. And so
it'll be
interesting. Looks like that plan might be coming to fruition.
Yep. And then at the end, Victoria was writing a letter with the pen, and Roger
which
came
is running
in.
Out of ink.
Yeah, and Roger came in and was talking about Carolyn going for a walk down to Lookout Point. Is that what it's called?
No, Elizabeth wanted to talk to Victoria, but she was too lazy to walk upstairs and talk to her in the bedroom. So she asked Roger to go upstairs. Can you go get her and bring her down so that I can talk to her?
Right.
Just go up and talk to her. But it was all just a ploy, just a plot trick to get him to go up there and see the pen.
Yes.
He takes it, and where'd you get this?
Right, and I was saying Carolyn went to Lookout Point. Is that what it's called? You said no, but you were saying no.
Oh no, I meant that's not why. That's not why he went up there.
Oh right. Well, that's not what I meant either. I just meant that.
Oh, sorry.
She was there, and so Vicky said, "Oh, it's not all bad there. Look at this lovely pen that I found." Mm-hmm. And then he's like,
"What you that?" So
he's gonna get it. He's gonna take it and stab her in the neck with it, and then
that'll be it. That'll cover up everything.
Yep.
So you were concerned that she, or that your prediction last week was that
he would sweep it under the rug. He would
sweep it under the rug. So that might happen next week. Yeah.
He might just be like, "Oh, look at this pen," and get rid of it somehow quietly.
So what's next week?
That
same thing.
Sure.
Okay. Sounds good. So right. Burke or Roger's gonna somehow get a hold of the pen, but Vicky still knows that she found it, so she could mention that to someone. Mm-hmm. It might be insignificant enough she wouldn't mention, "Oh, I just lost a pen."
Right.
But if Carolyn finds out, if Burke finds out,
there'd be trouble.
There'll be trouble.
Yep.
We'll see you next week.
All right.
Okay. Bye guys.